Hey you guys, and I'm Ke-sha, and I'm from the Forsaken 707, and I'm your new Tuesday here on Bookish Days. Also, it's more like Triple Threat Tuesday because Geraldine from Starion 72 and Alyssa from AC Reads are going to be kind of co-hosting Tuesday with me. So every 2 weeks, you'll see my lovely, lovely face. Yay! So today's topic is authors that we would love to meet. And guys, I have a lot of authors that I would love to meet. So, of course, going way back from like childhood, R.L.Stine. Come on, who doesn't think that he is the epitome of someone's childhood? Like Fear Street, Goosebumps, people, Goosebumps, love Goosebumps. Like seriously, I still own them and I plan to reread them again. Like one time when I was at school, I was reading him under my desk as I did many, many times before, but there was an award ceremony going on and I knew while I was a good reader, I wasn't probably the best student, so I was just reading under my desk because I didn't figure I'd win anything, so I didn't hear when my name was called. So that I could win, get an award, get a load of this for best reader. Like seriously, like that was my award and I was reading. So I guess that made great waves. And then of course there is S.E.Hinton, who did The Outsiders, one of my favorite books that I reread almost every single year, and one of my favorite book to movie adaptations as well. And then Garth Nix, who did The Keys to the Kingdom and the Seven Tower series. Oh my god, I love those books. And I'll reread The Seven Tower every couple of years. And I reread like the Keys to the Kingdom every time a book would come out. I haven't read them for a while because I want to forget about them and then start rereading them again. It's going to be amazing. And then Scott Westerfeld, who did the Ugly series and the Midnighter series and the Leviathan series. I haven't finished the Leviathan series yet. I've only read the first book, but I have the other two and I absolutely love the first one, and I'm just like so psyched because he's just one of my favorite authors, and I just want to like ask him how he comes up with his ideas. Just like, what? I just want to watch you work. You know what I'm saying? Maybe not. That was a little stockish. Libba Bray, who did the Great and Terrible Beauty / Gemma Doyle trilogy, some of my favorite characters in books. May not agree exactly with how she ended the third book, but still one of my favorite series, and I just love what she came up with and created, and I'm really excited to see some of her other works, but just for that, she like cemented herself into me where I would buy her other works without, much reviews and stuff, but they've been getting some good reviews, like The Diviners. I have that book and I'm really looking forward to reading it. It's like this big, people. And then Patrick Ness. Oh my god, why would you do this to me? A Monster Calls, which was actually written from an idea by Siobhan Dowd, was another author who passed away, and he wrote this book, and it was just amazing. Like, he took that idea and just and then he does the Chaos Walking trilogy, people, of which I read the first two books, and I've just been like, oh my god, and I really want to read the third, but half of me is like, it's gonna end and it's just gonna kill me, and I may be way too much invested in this not to crawl up in a little ball on my bed and just be like, no, it's over, I can't. Or K.A.Applegate, come on. Animorphs, people, Animorphs series was awesome, and then her Everworld series, and she did one more, but I'm totally blanking on it, but it's more like a sci-fi kind of futuristic where all these people go on a ship to like, and they have to be put to sleep because they have to travel long distances. The Remnant series, which was amazing also, and she co-authored some of these books in those series with her husband, who you guys may know for the Gone series, Michael Grant. I still haven't read that series, but I'm looking forward to it because if he written any of these books, which like are my favorites, I'm really looking forward to reading Gone series. And then of course we have Owen Colfer, who did the Artemis Vow series, which I have been reading each book almost every year since they've been coming out, except for the last two, because I just waited until the last one came out, and now I'm going to reread them this year, and I'm just going to be like, no, it's over. Like, that's when you know that you love an author, when you're just like knowing that they're just going to finish this book or this series, or just you're just going to be like totally devastated and happy all at the same time, because you'll know the ending to a story, and to get that invested in it is like amazing. V.C. Andrews. Okay, like that's someone who's like just I don't read all of their books because, but there's just like the Flowers in the Attic series that just sticks with you. Like, I can't get her out of my head. And plus, later on, I don't think she even wrote some of her other books, so that's fine. But like, there's a lot of her books that I loved, and I like the fact that she would follow one character, and then the next, and the next book, and the next, and the next book, and the next, and then in the fourth or fifth book, all of them would come together, and there'd be like one huge story, and I love that, and I just love having those books, and just like, oh my god. And Flowers in the Attic was really disturbing though. I'm just gonna put that out there. And then Carolyn Keene and Franklin W. Dixon, who you guys might realize, Carolyn Keene is the author for the Nancy Drew series, and Franklin W. Dixon is the one for the Hardy Boys. But what you guys probably might not know is that they're pseudonyms, so each book is probably written by a different author. So even though they're not like, but even though, you know, they're written by different people, Nancy Drew, Hardy Boys, staples of my childhood. Like, seriously, I would sit there and collect them and read them, and like, I was all over it. Like, there's no stopping me. And then, you know, we're getting a little bit older, and then now I read like Jim Butcher, who does like that Harry Dresden series, and there's like 17 books in this series, so you know you have to absolutely love this character and this world and the building and the writing for you to like stick with it this long. And the same thing with Laurel K. Hamilton and her Anita Blake series and her Meredith Gentry series. Like, Meredith Gentry only has like 6-7 books, like, only, but like Anita Blake has like 20 something books in it, and like, for me to sit there and buy them as soon as they come out, they're $17 at the lowest. So it's like, I really have to like them and enjoy them. And the same thing with Dan Brown, who has, you know, done Angels and Demons and the Da Vinci Code and the Lost Symbol, and now he's coming out with the Inferno book. That's just the fourth one in that series, and it's just like, I'm buying it. I pre-ordered it right away because it's something I know that I'm going to read and love and just be so happy about. Like, oh my god, just that is the staple of like one of your favorite authors, when you know that you can buy it right away and you won't regret buying it. And no matter what, I won't regret buying these books. And the same thing with Robert Lynn Asprin, and he wrote this Mything series that my cousin gave me when I was younger, and ever since then I've been trying to collect all the books because I kind of read them out of order. But you can sort of do that and know what's going on, and it's like, it follows this kind of wizard who's taken from his own world to like another one, because there's other dimensions and people know about them and they travel all the time, and it's just so interesting. And it's like a fun adult, kind of very funny series. Like, they have like that kind of humor, and yet these characters get themselves into very serious situations, and I'm glad that they can still find the humor in these things. And, you know, after Robert passed away, this other author who he was co-authoring with later in life, Jody Lynn, and I started, you know, writing the books after him, and I liked her. I was good with her, so I'm still going to continue the series, and I just like favorites, people, favorites. And then, of course, we have our Stephanie Meyers, because definitely I am a Twilight fan, and those are some of my favorite books. Like, seriously, like, some of my clothes are really, like, Twilight related, but we won't have to get into that too much. But some of the people who I would love to meet, but probably can't because, you know, they're not around anymore, are like Emily Dickinson, Edgar Allan Poe, William Shakespeare, J.R.R. Tolkien, and just like C.S.Lewis. And for those of you who don't know, J.R.R. Tolkien did The Lord of the Rings, and The Hobbit, which are hands down one of my favorite books to movies, just anything ever that there was. And C.L. Lewis and the Narnia series. Emily Dickinson, she did poems mostly, but still. Edgar Allan Poe did short stories and poems. And William Shakespeare, who doesn't know Romeo and Juliet? Like, seriously? Do I really need to tell this to you people? Like, oh my god, like, fangirling so hard right now. Like, seriously, if I would probably meet any of these people, well, especially them, I'd probably, like, pass out, because, you know, they're gone. But, like, and then, of course, I can't forget about J.K. Rowling, people. Harry Potter is like one of those things that will always be with you. Just, it's what you grew up with. It's what you love from childhood to adulthood, and you actually grew up with this character. This character grew up as you grew up, and I think that is like the best, and I'm sorry for this train, but just like some of the reasons that I love my authors is because they make me immersed in their world. They make me love these characters and hate them in probably equal measure. They make me think that they're my best friend, and I'm just so worried and interested in what they're doing. That is why I love some of my favorite authors. They make me maybe a little bit insane to some people who I'm talking to the book about, because it's just like, dude, you do know that person is not real, right? But to me, I'm just like, they could just be standing next to me, and that is what I love about these authors. They make me apparently lose touch with reality, and I absolutely positively love that. So you guys tell me, why do you guys love some of your favorite authors? And out of these authors that I have mentioned, who are some of your favorite authors in the authors I mentioned specifically, or haven't you heard about them before, or the series of books that I'm talking about? If you haven't, feel free to ask me any questions on here, or inbox me on Goodreads, or anything that you guys would love to know. And go and follow me on Forsaken 7-7, and I'll leave all the links down to that below, so that if you guys want to see more of me, you can. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye. Sorry for the train again.